Hey, what's up, guys? Nick Nalbach here. Today we're going to be recreating a clip from the Diary of a CEO podcast. Let's take a look.
Is what Elon will kill for. I'm going to give you something that Elon doesn't have. This is a piece of Mars. It's 1.524 grams of another planet. You can see it's a little bit reddish, like the planet Mars. This was found in Africa. And how did it get here? Well, a meteorite hit the planet Mars.
Diary of a CEO is an extremely popular podcast, and I'm 99% sure that the host, Steven Bartlett, isn't editing the podcast or the clips himself. He's going to have a professional editor or a team of editors to help him do this. And we're going to do what his editors did in a fraction of the time. Here's how we're going to do it. First, we're going to find and extract the clip that we want to edit. Then we're going to reframe this clip from a horizontal to a vertical format to fit social media. Next, we're going to add title text to our clip. Then we're going to use the text-based editor to pull out some of the unneeded parts from that clip. And then lastly, we're going to add B-roll to tie this whole clip together. So let's dive in. Okay, so I already have the episode loaded into my AI editor, and we need to actually find the clip that we want to edit first. So I'm going to come down and click New Short. And since I know the first thing that they say in this clip is Elon, I'm going to type in Elon in the search bar here, and I'm going to search for the exact instance that we're looking for. And here it is. This is what Elon will kill for. So then we're just going to highlight the transcript from that point all the way down to the end of our clip, and then click Create Short. Okay, so now that we're in the editor, you'll notice we have our clip in a vertical setting here, but our clip itself is actually horizontal. So we want to reframe this clip to fit in a vertical format so our video fills the entire screen. Now, rather than going through and resizing and adjusting all of this manually, we're just going to come down to the magic frame button here and let AI do the heavy lifting for us. Okay, so AI has gone in and it has reframed our entire clip, and as you can see, it now fits inside of our vertical format. Something that would have been a tedious manual process is now taken care of for us automatically. Now, the next thing I noticed about the original video is that there's title text. And this is actually a really good way to grab and hold attention for viewers that are landing on our clip. So we're going to add title text to our own video. So if we scroll down into the timeline, we're going to click Add Title. Now you can see a title was already added in here for us, but we're going to adjust this to match the original clip. Okay, so we have our title in here, and there are a ton of different ways that we can customize this and make changes to it, but this pretty closely matches the original video, so we're going to leave it like this. Now, the last thing that I noticed about this video is they didn't just pull the clip and take it from start to finish and say, here's my video. They actually went through and pulled pieces out from the original clip that weren't needed. This is probably one of the first videos that we've edited here together on the channel that I've actually seen someone do this. Most of the podcast clips that we've looked at so far, they extract a portion of the video out from the episode and they say, here's my clip. But we have to remember that social media is a fast-moving platform. So if there are any pieces in this video that don't contribute to the story or the clip, we need to remove them. We want to keep this clip moving as fast as possible. So we're going to go through, we're going to pull pieces out of this video that are not needed. And we're going to try to match it as closely to the original as possible. And we're going to do that with the transcript editor. So over here we have our transcript. And all we have to do to delete a section out of it is just highlight and click delete. So here the guest says, this is a piece of Mars. And then he says again, this is a real piece of Mars. The second time that he's saying this is a real piece of Mars, we don't need this. So we're going to highlight it, and then we're going to click cut. And just like that, that piece is removed from our clip. I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete out all the other sections of this clip that we don't need, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so I finished pulling sections out of our video that we don't need. So as you can see in the transcript over here, there are several sections that are crossed out that are no longer being included in this video. And then if we come down to the timeline as well, and we scroll through, you can see that these sections are actually removed. Now, if you want to do a little manual adjusting and cleaning up yourself, you can come into the timeline and you can grab these clips and you can adjust them and move them around a little bit if it needs to be cleaned up. But overall, we pretty easily cut and edited our video just by using the transcript here on the side. So now our clip pretty much matches the original. So now the last thing that I want to do is add B-roll into this video to make it a little bit more engaging and make it a little more interesting for the viewer. Now we could go looking through a bunch of stock photos and videos and probably find some pretty good stuff for this clip as we're talking about Mars and planets and meteorites and all that. But rather than going and doing that work manually, we're going to come and we're going to click on Magic Media. And now we can search through the stock libraries, but we're going to do AI generated image. We're going to leave it at cover, and then we're going to click Activate Media. So now AI is going to go scrub through our video, and it's actually going to generate AI created images for our clip. Now, as I'm saying that, we already have our AI images generated. So the first image here we have kind of looks like a meteorite, a Mars rock. And then our next clip that got generated is a pretty cool picture of Mars. I think this is perfect because we're talking about a meteorite from Mars. And then we have one more AI generated image here, which I think is actually really cool since we're talking about the planets exchanging DNA. And it kind of shows Earth and Mars almost like morphing into one planet here. And we got the DNA strand. I think it's so fitting for our video. So the AI generated images are pretty cool stuff. Now, I do want to add a little bit more B-roll myself because we do have a lot of video here and I don't want it to just be two people talking. So I'm going to go through the video, and actually on this point where he talks about the landers on Mars, I'm going to insert media and I'm going to upload my own clip. I'll choose a file. Now I have my Mars lander image, and we can clean this up a little bit on the sides. We can make sure that it's centered horizontally and vertically. So now we have our square, but then I'm going to fix it to the full height of the image. So now we have our full B-roll added here. And the last thing that I'll do with this image is come over to animation, and I actually want it to pop in and I want it to pop out. And maybe while the image is being displayed, we're actually going to add a zoom in animation as well. So it's going to pop in, it's going to zoom in on the image, and then it's going to pop back out. Okay, so I went in, added B-roll in a few more places. So let's see what our finished clip looks like.
This is what Elon will kill for. I'm going to give you something that Elon doesn't have. This is a piece of Mars. It's 1.524 grams of another planet. You can see it's a little bit reddish, like the planet Mars. It was found in Africa. And how did it get here? Well, a meteorite hit the planet Mars, shattered off debris. That debris orbited around Mars for millions of years, perhaps. Eventually, it plowed into the Earth and landed in Africa. They found it. They said this, they knew it came from space. They analyzed it. It has the same chemical composition, molecular structure as the landers that are on Mars right now measure for Mars. So we know 100% that's from Mars. So Elon is desperately trying to get there. And that's one way that life could have gotten to Mars from the Earth, right? The same thing happens on the Earth as happened to Mars. So it could have hit Earth, blasted off some amoebas, some orcas, some kangaroo, whatever, and whatever was on the Earth at the time, and then eventually landed on Mars with the DNA of it, but it didn't take hold, right? So planets exchange DNA. It is possible, but we don't see life on Mars.
Okay, so that is really not bad, right? Steven Bartlett has a team of editors, or at least one professional editor, that are taking care of these clips and videos for him. And we just did all of that work ourselves in just a few minutes. But I want to know what you think. Comment down below and let me know how he did. If you want to see other clips that we've created and tips for editing your videos, click this playlist right here. And be sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss other content like this.